So my competition song is called Everglades. You know, I've done this by field probably a million times. Let's look at this a little closer. I learned about this. I'm a guy, I really like history. Yeah, there we go. I learned about this recently, and I've been reading history for a long time. It was a major event in American history that I'd never heard of before. There's a weird kind of devil's arithmetic that we do when it comes to great natural disasters. Obviously, anybody who dies in a great natural disaster is an individual with a life and people and, all, and dreams and all the rest. But we can't help, I don't know exactly why, but we can't help having a kind of competition. So we have a ranking of these natural disasters based on body count. So I don't know if you know, but the worst natural disaster body count in American history is the great hurricane that hit Galveston, Texas in 1900. That's number one, again, the devil's arithmetic. The second one has been the Johnstown flood in Pennsylvania. Probably a lot of you heard of that. Both of these are pretty well-known events. I mean, not everybody in the street knows them, but they're well-known. And the third worst natural disaster in American history, I'd never heard of before, and most people haven't. Interestingly, too, I found out, because I did a lot of research for this song, the Everglades is a song about historical events. This is all very well documented. The third has actually moved up now, and it is now the second. So you got to ask yourself why it is that a group of intelligent adults, because there may be somebody in the audience knows, but I don't think most people do, why so many people would not know of the second worst natural disaster in American history. And there are some very ugly reasons why we don't know that. I think of this as a protest song that's almost a century too late. 1928, South Florida, they tried to drain the glades. Went at that sawgrass immensity with their dredgers and their spades. But they didn't get how the whole thing worked. Water, grass, and mud took Mother Nature by the throat, so she paid them back in floods. You know, sometimes we act out of ignorance. We can't be blamed. But sometimes we know damn well, and we do it just the same. At Lake Okeechobee, they built their dike on the southern shore. Dried that ground till there were farms where there'd never been before. Poor pickers came for miles to earn paychecks with their backs. Bahamas, Georgia, Alabama, and most all of them were black. Then it came, that hurricane, a monster off the sea. The kind that had savaged Florida down through the centuries. The dike collapsed like Lazarus, the glades would not stay down. And when the counting stopped, they had 3,000 people drowned. Yes, sometimes we act out of ignorance. We can't be blamed. Sometimes we know damn well, but we do it just the same. When a hurricane turns murderous, well, soon it blows away. But the storm of hate and bigotry keeps raging every day. Isn't each life precious, woman, child, or man, that gathered up the bodies that were strewn across the land? A few were white and got funerals according to the code. but the blacks were dumped in a pauper's pit or burned beside the road. Sometimes we just don't know, we can't be blamed. Sometimes we know damn well, but we do it just the same. If your skin is dark, you're not human. You don't have a name. The folks in charge, they knew damn well, but they did it. Yeah, they did it just the same. Thank you.